The prince that was promised isn't just a prophecy about a person bringing peace to the realm or defeating the Night King. The prince that was promised is the bridge between all and the spokesperson for everyone. He is the mediator between people, the one to lead others through the long night, and the true protector of the realm. He is the one to sacrifice his life to fight death. And he has defeated this enemy before. When this enemy is defeated and when spring has finally sprung, he is the one to pick up the pieces, to build a better world. Not because he wants to, but because the world needs it. Jon is much more than a wolf or a dragon. He is a shield.
I'm the shield that guards the realms of men.
Maybe we don't need to understand any more than that. Maybe that's enough.
Aye. Maybe that's enough.
Some of Jon's destiny is out of his hands. He was always meant to be the prince that was promised. It's in his blood. Jon is the combination of two elements that resent each other. Fire is the hottest form of heat, and ice is the coldest form of cold. The two cannot simultaneously exist because they are two extremes facing in opposing directions, but they do manage to exist in Jon Snow.
If the day should ever come when your Lord Father was forced to choose between honor on the one hand and those he loves on the other, what would he do?
The honor.
Is that you?
You do whatever was right, no matter what.
Then Lord Stark is one man in 10,000. What is honor compared to a woman's love? And what is duty against the feel of a newborn son in your arms?
This is Jon Snow's story, a person who is surrounded by constant contradiction, a person who is always in the middle of differing perspectives. His birth led to the honorable Ned Stark to forsake that honor, to be his adopted father, and that led to a dragon being raised by a wolf. This shaped Jon into the very character he is today. He always idolized his father. To Jon, Ned was the man of duty, principle, and honor. He always did what was right no matter what, even if it meant his own death. And Jon is the only one who takes his example to heart and exercises strong integrity and honor in his everyday life. He is the most like a wolf out of all the Stark children, but yet he is the farthest from it.
I'm not going to swear an oath I can't uphold. Talk about my father if you want. Tell me that's the attitude that got him killed. But when enough people make false promises, words stop meaning anything. Then there are no more answers, only better and better lies. And lies won't help us in this fight.
Jon's upbringing was not like his brothers and sisters. He got Ned's love, but also received Catlyn's hate. It was this hate that shaped Jon even more. She wanted him dead and not a part of the family. She was fueled by jealousy and didn't want to give him anything. This humbled Jon, it took away his expectations, and made him appreciate what he had. This makes Jon unique because he is a boy with the strongest claim to the Iron Throne, but is living as a bastard with no claims at all.
Let the boy live. Let him live. And I'll love him. I'll be a mother to him. I'll beg my husband to give him a true name. To call him Stark and be done with it. To make him one of us.
And he lived.
And he lived. And I couldn't keep my promise. And everything that's happened since then. All this horror that's come to my family. It's all because I couldn't love a motherless child.
This is Jon Snow's whole story arc. To forgive and understand people no matter their beliefs, religion, or treatment. He learned from Ned Stark how to be an honorable man. He experienced Catlyn's hate that put him in his place. And then he left for the Wall to begin his journey to become the shield that guards the realms of men. And to be the shield of everyone, he must understand everyone. And that takes understanding every single perspective.
Everybody knew what this place was, but no one told me. No one but you. My father knew, and he left me to rot at the Wall all the same.
Gren's father left him too, outside a farmhouse when he was 3. Pip was caught stealing a wheel of cheese his little sister hadn't eaten in 3 days. He was given a choice, his right hand or the wall. I've been asking the Lord Commander about them. Fascinating stories.
They hate me because I'm better than they
It's
are.
a lucky thing none of them were trained by master-at-arms like your Sir Roderick. I don't imagine any of them have ever held a real sword before they came here.
Tyrion laid the foundation of advice that shaped Jon going forward. It is best to understand the little guy rather than feel threatened by them. And Jon ended up taking Tyrion's advice. He put it into teaching and understanding his brothers. He eventually defended and befriended Sam Tarly because he took the time to learn his story.
No one touches Sam.
These relationships he made helped Jon to his ongoing understanding of discipline and perspective.
You said the words.
I don't care
Hear
about...
my words and bear witness to my vow.
To hell with all of you.
Night gathers, and now my watch begins. It shall not end until my death. I should live and die at my post.
I am the sword in the darkness, the watcher on the walls,
The shield that guards the realms of men. I pledge my life and honor to the Night's Watch.
for this night and all nights to come.
He then took this to new heights. He ventured over the wall. He was taught to hate the Wildlings, but when it came to fighting them, he couldn't do it. Because of his actions, he learned from the Wildlings, understood their culture, attitudes, and beliefs. He even fell in love with one. The love he had for Ygritte destroyed all past perceptions he had of Wildlings. He was even able to see the darkness in his own people. There are no wildlings, crows, kings, and queens. There are only people. People with stories, fears, and aspirations. Jon learned that there is no reason to bend the knee to a pampered prince. No one has the right to rule anyone. Follow the people you believe in, who support your values and your morals. So Jon became just that. Jon brought peace to two sides that had been waging war against each other for thousands of years. Jon was the only one who had the foresight to see that the Wildlings are not the enemy. They're just people from the other side of the wall. He also had the leadership to mend damaged relationships by electing Alliser Thorne First Ranger. Jon was the first to discover that there is only one true threat, and it brings death and the cold. Peace must be made between everyone to defeat the enemy that embodies death. And then Jon was ready.
Kill the boy, Jon Snow.
For the watch.
Winter is almost upon us. Kill the boy.
For the watch.
And let the man be born.
For the watch. For the watch. For the watch.
You will find little joy in your command. But with luck, you will find the strength to do what needs to be done.
Jon died because he fought for the living. He fought for everyone no matter what they were. And ever since this moment, he has been dedicated to bringing people together, no matter their history or their differences, so that they can fight for a greater purpose. After his rebirth, he put new leadership at the Wall, unified the Night's Watch and the Wildlings. He brought the Wildlings south of the Wall to safety, while unifying the North against the Boltons. And he fought amongst his followers, and he won the battle against all odds. And after all of that, the North unified together in electing Jon Snow, who is a bastard, the title of King in the North.
Jon Snow avenged the Red Wedding. He is the White Wolf. The King in the North.
Jon's focus ever since has been unifying the people and righting wrongs to prepare for the White Walker threat. No matter the person, he forgave House Karstark and Umber for their betrayal against House Stark. He went to go see Daenerys, even though it almost meant his own death, and everybody in the North doubted his decision, but he went anyway. He left against all odds because it was the right thing to do. He put trust in a foreign invader because it was a necessary step in saving humankind. After he gained the affection of Daenerys, he once again made the selfless decision to go north and capture a White. An impossible mission with the focus of bringing all of Westeros together to face a common enemy. Just as he brought peace between the Wildlings and the Night's Watch, he did it again. He sacrificed his own life to defeat the Night King, to unify all the people and to defeat death, and he did it again. Jon is the bridge between ice and fire, just as he is a bridge between people. He is the one person who stops conflict, who has no claims to anything, who didn't take his power but had it given to him. He isn't just the man to defeat the Night King, but the man to lead everyone through the long night and to start a new beginning while dreaming for spring. But there is much more to Jon than being both dragon and wolf.
Father, smith, warrior, mother, maiden, crone, stranger. I am hers, and she is mine, from this day until the end of my days.
He's the legitimate heir to the Iron Throne. He has been elected into power twice as a bastard. People believe him, and he has proven his capabilities. He isn't aggressive and impulsive. He is forgiving and honorable. He is a leader that doesn't choose sides. He sees both forms and opinions and comes to a constructive conclusion for both parties. Jon has no need to conquer. He doesn't want power. It finds him.
What is it you want exactly?
Peace. Prosperity. A land where the powerful do not prey on the powerless. And perhaps we've grown so used to horror, we assume there's no other way. The Seven Kingdoms need someone stronger than Tommen, but gentler than Stannis. A monarch who can intimidate the High Lords and inspire the people. A ruler loved by millions with a powerful army and the right family name.
He is the one that people turn to when the night is darkest. The leader that people chose. The prince that was promised. Azor Ahai, the rightful heir to the throne, protector of the realm, and the shield that guards the realms of men. Just because he's a Targaryen that refuses to use fire and blood. And others see it too. The Hound, Beric, Thoros, and Melisandre have all seen visions in the flame that have become true. But Melisandre has made the mistake in supporting the wrong person. The Lord of Light works in mysterious ways, but in every situation, it has always been backing Jon Snow. The Brotherhood without banners were led to Eastwatch to guide Jon Snow in achieving his mission. And even in Melisandre's prophecies, she used her prophecies to guide Stannis, even though all of these visions were misguided. Her visions were never for Stannis. They were for Jon Snow.
I have seen myself walk along the battlements of Winterfell. I have seen the flayed man banners lowered to the ground. But sometimes sacrifices must be made to ensure victory.
This war has just begun. It will last for years. Thousands will die at your command. You will betray the man serving you. You will betray your family. You will betray everything you once held dear. And it will all be worth it. Because you are the son of fire. You are the warrior of light. You will sweep aside this pretender and that one. You will be king.
Every character in power has had to fight for their place, but not Jon Snow. He was elected to be Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, and then King of the North. Not because Jon fought for it, not because of his claim. He has no claim, he's a bastard. He got their support because they believe in him. And this support will continue to grow as Jon is building the defense against the White Walkers. Melisandre supports Jon. She backed his commands and proclaimed him the prince that was promised. But once she was exiled, she could no longer serve him. So she did her last deed by introducing ice and fire. Daenerys will never be queen, because snow is meant to sit the throne. A snow that brings people together. One that has the right name and inspires the people. One that doesn't use fire and blood, but a disciplined and honorable king. A king that passes the sentence and swings the sword.